So Melanie tells me you have one of our XL Stinger hoods.
Yes, sir.
And it's sitting too high across the front by the hood surround?
Yeah, at the very front where the hinge is.
Okay. And there's two rods that come off the core support up to that headlight bar. Are those two rods on the car?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Those can be played with a little bit. You can unloosen them right there at the headlight buckets and possibly pull the hood surround up a little bit. The biggest thing, most likely, this car's been in an accident, and when it got glued back together, if there was any problems with the hood, they made the hood surround fit the hood, and so it was put together that way with the hood that you had on the car originally. When we built that XL hood, we started from scratch, and we built a front end from scratch with OEM parts around the original 67 Stinger hood, and also around a 64 hood, so I know the hood fits a car that hasn't been damaged.
Right.
And so there's a couple ways you can go about it. Those support rods will play a little bit, not a whole lot. Usually the best thing in my world is to break the hood surround loose from the inner fenders and pick the whole hood surround up, but if you don't have a lot of knowledge in that, that may not be the thing to do.
The driver's side fits perfect.
Okay.
It's the passenger side that's sitting high.
Okay. Okay. So whatever the damage was on that passenger side. You could possibly, there was a post on Corvette forum I read probably 3 or 4 months ago talking about this, because other people have the same issues with anyone's hood. It doesn't matter whose hood it is. If the car's been put back together wrong, the issue's going to happen. So I did see on this post, naturally they mentioned us because we determined that the aftermarket hinges all fit different heights. Okay, and so one of the guys literally took his hinge and he cut the hinge at the bottom plate and dropped the hinge down, re-welded the hinge to get it to fit. That's probably the easiest way, is if you cut that hinge and drop the hinge and re-weld it. That way you don't have to take a chance of trying to break the hood surround loose.
Just so we're clear, it doesn't have anything to do with your hood, because my other hood did it the same way.
Right, right.
So I just, I was watching one of your videos where you were talking about the different heights and the different brand hinges.
Right.
But I have Eckler hinges on it right now.
Okay, okay.
I don't know if there's anything shorter. I don't remember.
And the car's all painted? The body work's done, the car's painted?
Yeah, it hadn't been, if it was wrecked, it was before I got it.
Right, yeah. So you don't want to take a chance of damaging the paint that's there. So
Right.
if you were to take a hinge, and right at the bottom plate of that hinge where it bolts to the inner fender, if you were to cut the bottom of that hinge off and drop that hinge down, how much is the hood sitting too high on the right side?
Close to a 1/4 inch.
Okay, so if it's close to a 1/4 inch, you might be more like
Yeah.
3/16 or so. So if you were to cut that hinge and drop that hinge down and then re-weld it, you got a wire welder there or TIG welder? Can you do welding?
I did.
Okay, so if you just cut that hinge and drop it down and then re-spot it, spot weld it, put it on and see if you got it right or not, that would be my easiest fix versus breaking the hood surround loose.
Okay.
Okay, because breaking the hood surround loose, now you can pick the hood surround up, make it fit perfect. Okay, where it goes across the top of the inner fender.
Mm-hmm.
What year is the car?
65.
Okay, so the top of the inner fender has a rubber gasket, a rubber seal. If you look up in there and see if that rubber seal's in there. If that rubber seal's not on the top of the inner fender, between the drip rail and the outside of the fender, there should be a rubber seal on top of that inner fender. If that rubber seal's missing, I guarantee you someone put a part of a hood surround down there, or a whole hood surround. They didn't have the rubber seal, and so they glued it down too far low.
Okay.
Okay, but think about those rods that come up off the core support.
Okay.
We roll the headlights up, and you'll see a half-inch head bolt, 5/16 bolt, that you can unloosen. You could pick that front end up a little bit. You can get a little play there. You can also, at the bottom of that rod, there might be some shims there now. If there's not any shims there, you can unloosen that bolt where it comes through the core support and put some shims in there and pick that front end up a little bit.
Okay.
So you think anything I said is going to help you?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
I do.
Okay, good.